There's an addiction that's sweeping the globe, and it's quietly killing our ambition. And I'm willing to bet it's not what you think it is.
Nope, it's not drugs.
And it's not alcohol either.
The most dangerous addiction today is comfort. Yeah, that relentless, always-on pursuit of an easy life, that's the addiction we're facing. And that's exactly what we're going to unpack today.
So, what does this addiction even look like in the real world? Well, just look around. It's the world we've built for ourselves, right? It's all about instant gratification. We're talking food at our door in, 10 minutes? Any movie we could ever want, on demand, and of course that constant promise of getting rich overnight with none of the actual work.
So just step back and think about what this all means. We've literally engineered a world where there's no waiting, no struggle, and absolutely no need for patience. All right, let's dive into our first big idea here, how all this comfort is actually rewiring our brains. It's basically training us to avoid pain at all costs.
And this whole thing, it taps into something really fundamental about how we're built. See, the human brain is wired to save energy. It's always looking for the easiest option, the path of least resistance. And what's our modern world? It's just an endless buffet of easy paths. And the effect of that? Well, when every choice you make is the easy one, your ability to handle anything difficult just craters. It's like a muscle we never use. Pretty soon, we don't just prefer comfort, we start to genuinely hate effort. And this is where it gets really crazy. The consequence is that our brains start to get confused. They mistake good discomfort, the strain of a workout, the mental effort of learning something new, the grind of building a business. They mistake all that for actual danger. So we literally start running away from the very things we need to do to grow. Okay, so that brings us to the second huge cost of being addicted to comfort. And this one's a bit deeper. It's about how comfort empties out your sense of purpose. It creates this void, and then it fills that void with something else entirely. And this is the great replacement, right here. What gets lost? Real thinking. What replaces it? Mindless scrolling. We trade actual progress for entertainment, and we swap out real, meaningful growth for simple convenience. It creates this weird paradox, doesn't it? We are always busy. Our days are totally packed, but we're not actually building anything. You get to the end of the week or the month or the year, and you look back and think, what did I actually accomplish? Okay, so this isn't just a personal problem. Let's zoom out a bit and look at how this whole comfort addiction has created this cultural fantasy, the fantasy of easy. I mean, this really sums up the modern mindset, doesn't it? What do we want? We want the fast income, the end result. What do we avoid? The slow discipline, the actual process. We're absolutely obsessed with having the six-pack abs, but we're disgusted by the idea of daily workouts and eating clean. We want the result, but we hate the process. All right, so we've talked about the brain and about purpose, but what's the real price we pay? What's the hidden cost of all this comfort? Because, it's not obvious at first, and that's exactly what makes it so incredibly dangerous. Yeah, think about it. At first, comfort never looks dangerous. Choosing the easy option, it just feels smart, right? It feels efficient. It feels harmless. It doesn't exactly show up with a warning label. But it's like a slow, quiet leak. Over time, it's draining us of the very things that make us strong and capable. So the real question is, what is it quietly stealing from you day in and day out? Well, for starters, it steals your hunger. That fire in your belly, that burning desire to go out and achieve something more, it just gets dimmer. Next up, it steals your patience. That ability to just stick with something, to endure the process and wait for the reward, that gets totally replaced by the need to have everything right now. And when you lose your patience, you know what goes next? Your ambition. That drive to set those huge, scary, exciting goals, it starts to feel kind of pointless, even foolish. And finally, maybe the most important thing of all, it robs you of your resilience, your ability to get knocked down, to fail, and to get right back up even stronger. Comfort doesn't make you strong. It makes you fragile. So if there's one core idea to walk away with, it has to be this. Progress begins where comfort ends. It's that simple. Everything you really truly want in life, we're talking real growth, real achievement, real fulfillment,
It's all waiting for you just on the other side of your comfort zone.
Yeah, that line, that's the barrier. That's the point where things get hard and uncertain and, yeah, uncomfortable. And let's be real, most people will spend their entire lives living safely behind that line. So the only question left to ask is, will you?